If you are someone who believes that you are going to be a very rich individual in the future, or you're the type of person that has money already and you have been investing, and for some reason things are not just working out the way you projected them to work, or you're the kind of person that is looking forward to invest his or her money into different stocks, bonds, and different liabilities and communities and commodities as well, then you need to watch this video. Now, before we can get into the video, I would like for you to give me a like, follow, or comment on my video, talking about your own opinion if you learned something for this video. So let's get into it now. Now, every month, I set aside a part of my income to invest in several stocks, bonds, and different commodities in the world. And I have a few tools that I use to do that. Now, for some reason this month, or last month rather, I stumbled upon the profiles of two very great men. One of them named Bill Ackman, and the second one named Ken Griffin. Now, I'll talk about their lives, their school, and several things that I found in common amongst both of them. Now, for the first person, which is Bill Ackman, he's the owner of what we call Pershing Square Capital in the USA. And he lived and grew up in New York. His father was the chairman of Zeke Ackman Real Estate Group. For his education, he went to Harvard and obtained a BA, graduating with a magna cum laude, which means with distinction and praise. They're usually the top 10 to 15% of students in their class. He also had his MBA in Harvard University. Now, in 1992, Bill Ackman went off to start a company called Gotham Partners, with his fellow Harvard graduate called David Bakotis. Now, if you do further research on Bill Ackman, you will discover that he's a hedge fund founder, he's a billionaire, and he's a very big person. He's also highly rated on the Forbes richest man list. Now, the next person is the man called Ken Griffin. Now, Ken Griffin is a hedge fund founder and has 80% ownership of the company called Citadel Capitals. Now, let's talk about the life and the growing up or upbringing of the man called Ken Griffin. Now, Ken Griffin grew up into a family where his grandmother inherited an oil business, also a seed business and all that different business. So you see that he also grew up into wealth like Bill Ackman. Now, Ken Griffin, from his secondary school days, developed a software they called Edcom, and he did that just from his room. Now, lest I forget, Ken Griffin grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, and he was of the ideology that the job market for computer programmers would steadily decrease over the years. So he decided within himself that he wanted to become a businessman or a lawyer. Now, for his education, Ken Griffin went to Harvard and he had his BA in Harvard. And mind you, while Ken Griffin was in Harvard, because of the mind he had started making thousands of dollars while in Harvard as an 18-year-old. Ken Griffin launched his first, brokerage account with $256,000. Just imagine that. So that's the man called Ken Griffin. He also graduated with a BA with a major in what? Economics. Now, from all these stories I've just said, what do you find in common within these two men? They had an environment for wealth. An environment for wealth is a place where all the skills that will help you to create wealth for your family, for yourself, for the people around you, and even for your children are found. You must find it. It is your job to find it. It is your job to find it. And this has no peculiarity whether you went to Harvard or not. From the homes they came from homes that gave them enabling environment to thrive. Some of you need to live where you are and go to different places and go into the midst of friends that are thriving so that you self can thrive. I hope you get what I'm saying. There is an environment where wealth is created. If you have all the money in the world, if where you find yourself is not enabling enough, you'll be poor, my friend. And just before I go, I'm starting a money series. So I'm talking about stocks, bonds, investments, and how to invest. Don't just carry your money and go and put somewhere, bam, and pay for. We're doing guided investments. So see you on the next one. Give me a follow. I remain Abidi Biogun.